What's going on, people? Welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another daily update show for you guys today. In this video, we're going to be talking about all the latest news surrounding Chelsea Football Club. And we're also going to round things off by discussing the Chelsea-Burnley game that's coming up in a couple days. But guys, before we start this video, as always, smash the like and subscribe button on your way into the video. Let us know your thoughts on any of the topics that we're going to be discussing. Let us know whether you agree or disagree with any of our comments. And yeah, guys, just smash the like and subscribe button and hit the bell notification button as well to be the first to know whenever we release any new news. Now, the first place where we're going to start off with is we're going to start off with the news surrounding Charly Musonda. Now, Musonda has declared on Instagram that this is going to be his last season with Chelsea Football Club. He is going to be going off as a free agent at the end of the season when his contract expires. And I can't lie, this is one of those news, just one of those articles that just doesn't really surprise me, to be honest. I think if you are surprised by this news, I don't really know what to tell you. The hype behind Charly Musonda has faded over the last 2-3 years. Sadly, he's suffered through a lot of injuries, loss of form as well, and he's never really recovered from a few of those failed loan spells as well. I do feel really bad for the kid because there was a lot of potential surrounding him, especially around the 2015, 16, 17 years, and especially when he scored that goal against Nottingham Forest back in the 17-18 season. That's like one of the most heartwarming moments I've had being a Chelsea fan at Stamford Bridge, because it looked like he finally was starting to stamp his mark on the first team, and you could see the happiness in his face as well. That was a player that wanted to succeed at Chelsea Football Club more than anyone we had seen to that point, and it's just a real shame that it didn't really work out, because obviously we would have wanted to see him succeed, but with the circumstances, and it's a lot of bad circumstance for him. Like, he's in the middle of a perfect storm, and I feel terrible for him because just one of those reasons is enough as to why he wouldn't make it into the Chelsea squad. But he's gone through so many years of chronic injuries. His form has just completely dipped, and he hasn't even played a professional game for the last 2-3 years. So I understood when he came back into the Chelsea squad over the summer, there would have been a lot of fans who were ranting and raving about him and saying there might still be a potential to get him back into the first team squad. Nah. This isn't like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, where it was just a case of he needs to get rid of this one injury and get a bit of confidence and he'll be back to his best. Charly Musonda hasn't played a first-team professional game in over 2 years. And I think it was a big pipe dream for us to even think that this would be a possibility, that he would be able to find his way into the first-team squad. And it's a shame, but I think if he can get back to professional football, I think that's enough of a W for the Charly Musonda fans out there. I want to see him succeed in football. It's too much to ask for him to succeed at Chelsea, and it's a real shame that he isn't going to be able to. But you look at the depth of our squad, you look at the amount of academy prospects that we're churning out year in and year out. We can't afford to wait for someone like Charly Musonda. So it's a shame, but he will have till the end of the season to build up his fitness and to build up his confidence in the Chelsea team. And who knows what's going to happen at the end of it. But big up Charly Musonda. It is a real shame that I wasn't able to work out for you, but it is what it is. It's just the way football is, and it's just the way life is as well. It's a shame. Moving on to the next bit of news that we're going to talk about. Christian Pulisic has been called up to the US national team again. Great. You guys see why I wasn't necessarily pleased with the fact that he was getting put into the squad for the Malmo game a few days ago. I just didn't think it was that necessary, because you put him back into the public eye and then you have him sent out for games that he's going to start that it's not even going to be for us. Like, the US national team has probably seen Pulisic more than we have this season, and I'm sitting here worried that he's going to get another injury. Like, I get the US national team are going to want their best players, and they are still qualifying for the World Cup. But looking at the table, they're still 3 points off the playoff positions. They're in a comfortable position in the top 3 of their World Cup qualifying group. And they've got a significant goal difference to Panama, who's in 4th place in the playoff positions, and they've got 3 extra points on them. So it's like, did they actually need Pulisic? I don't necessarily think so, which is the more annoying part to this situation, but they're dragging him out now. which means we have to sit here and grit our teeth for the next two games as he plays Mexico and Jamaica. And we know what the US versus Mexico is going to be like. Like, if you guys hear Jester, if you guys hear Josh and the other Americans that are usually on my live streams, they're always hyping up these sorts of games. They're saying it's the most heated international derby in international football. So you already know the sort of game that Christian Pulisic's going to be having, and you know what the referees are like in that competition as well. That's the whole reason why Pulisic got injured the last time we went off to international duty. So we're going to have to sit there and grit our teeth and hope he comes out in one piece. But with his record, I'm not too sure what to make of it. So I'm a little bit worried on that front. But we are just going to have to wait and see with Christian Pulisic. Hopefully he gets through those 2 games and then he's back into the Chelsea squad and he might have a chance to build his name into the team with a bit of extra match fitness as well off those last 2 weeks. But I can't lie, I'm worried. I feel like this should have been a situation where we should have said Pulisic is out until the international break is done, and then we would have had him saved for 3 months. But it is what it is. We're here. I guess we're just going to have to deal with it and move on. Moving on into the final bit of the video, we're going to be discussing Chelsea versus Burnley. Insulate Britain FC is coming to Stamford Bridge, and you know exactly the sort of game that they're going to be playing. You're going to have the 2 banks of 4. You're going to have low block FC. It's going to be a huge slog in the first half, but it is still Burnley. We have faced these sort of teams before in the last 2 games that we've played, and we've done well with them as well. The only problem I've really seen is that we don't really seem to tick until the second half. The first half seems to be really slow, lethargic, just struggling to find ways into the final third. We seem to struggle with our creativity in the attacking third as well, but someone seems to show up at the end of these. And eventually, our pressure seems to be enough to break through these sorts of teams. So I expect the same thing to happen against Burnley as well, and I do hope so too. I'm not necessarily worried about this game. It should be an easy 3 points. It's just going to be about whenever the first goal comes through. We're not going to feel comfortable until we score first. As soon as we score first, the game's always done. But until then, it's going to have to be who has that decisive pass and who's going to be clinical in front of goal as well. All depends on the lineup and all depends on the players in the squad as well. But I'm going to go through my predicted lineup for you guys today. In goal, for me, easy, Edouard Mendy. We don't have to discuss it too much. The best goalkeeper in Europe, has to keep his spot. He's untouchable, so he stays in his spot. In the back 3, I'm going to go for Thiago Silva, Andreas Christensen and Antonio Rudiger as well. I don't see any reason to change our back 3. And the wing backs as well has to be those 2 that have been in such brilliant form in those positions as well. I'm talking about Reece James, I'm talking about Ben Chilwell. In the midfield, we're going to be maintaining possession, so I don't think this is the sort of game that we need N'Golo Kante in. So I'm going to go for Jorginho and Kovacic. And in the front 3 as well, I'm going to be going for Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, and I'm going to be going for Hudson-Odoi as well. Hudson-Odoi has been in immense form over the last few weeks, so he has to keep his position for me. Kai Havertz, I do want to see a little bit more from in these games because he has struggled, but we do know the quality that he possesses as well. He just needs to start showing in these sorts of games. But you guys, it's going to be the end of the video for me today. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Chelsea Fan TV. Check out my personal channel, Carefree Lewis G, as well. Big up all you guys who have been locked in from the start of the video to the end. And until the next time, take care, like and subscribe. We'll see you for the matchday vlog. And as always, up the Chelsea.